Hi guys, welcome to Behaviourism. This is a podcast about behavioural psychology and sort of how it applies to life. I'm Alex, and this is...
Nuffy. It's Nuffy, short for Nafisa, but, prefer Nuffy because it's cooler.
Yeah.
Right?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's psychology behind that.
Yeah.
Are we going to dive into that today?
No, what we're actually going to be talking about is, procrastination, that's one. And you want to go into...
basically how that relates to motivation and a few laws, one law of economics, and a few other things, but I don't want to break into it yet.
No, that's fine. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to talk about procrastination was because I was going flying out, and I bought a book just to sit and read on the plane, and it was just talking about procrastination. So I learned quite a few things just reading that about myself and how it applies to me.
What book was that, if you can remember?
Can't remember, but I'll send it to you.
Good job it wasn't a book on memory, huh?
I know, right? But yeah, so what it was basically touching on was kind of elements that make a person procrastinate, and what really resonated with me was the impulsivity side of it, because I'm quite an impulsive individual. I'll try things without putting too much thought into it. It's just, I get it from my dad, don't know why, it's just how we are. So instead of doing work, what I'll probably do is things that for example, making a meal, or I don't know, going out with friends, or just doing anything to get away.
Something that's more appealing.
That makes me feel good. Shopping.
To anyone else who's lazy, making a meal might not seem appealing.
No.
But compared to the work, it is. So
exactly.
Frame of reference is important there too.
Yeah. So instead of doing an essay, a really boring essay about something you don't really want to write about, right? And then instead of doing that, I'll just, I don't know, go spend money on stuff that I just want to make myself feel good about.
Yeah.
Then the other thing was, again, time as well. The longer you leave a decision, the more kind of time you have to change your mind before acting upon it. So, for example, if you, with the essay, I would say in the morning, okay, I want to start my essay and I would say 1 p.m.
Okay.
Right.
But instead of starting in the morning, you decide that you're going to do it later.
So then I think
about to do this.
Exactly. So then I'll be like, oh, actually, I'm now in the middle of washing laundry.
Oh no, the all-important laundry.
Yeah. Now it's 1 p.m. And then it's like, oh, maybe I'll put it up till 2.
2, yeah. Not after I finish the laundry.
No.
We have this thing where we need to round it up.
Exactly, yeah. So then I'm like, oh shit, it's 2 o'clock. Making a meal, and it's just like, you kind of do it on purpose.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yeah. And
If
then...
you're honest with yourself, you know exactly what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
Most people won't want to be honest with themselves, and will be like, they'll give themselves every excuse.
Yeah.
But while you have been doing that, and probably will for a while, it's hard habit to break, and I definitely do it.
Yeah.
The first part is recognizing when you do those things, because it loops.
Exactly, because before I didn't know, I was so frustrated with myself. I'd be so angry, just do the damn thing. It's not hard. Just an introduction. It's 300 words. You can do that. You talk so much. Fucking hell.
You could get a text-to-speech thing. Record yourself talking.
Exactly.
And then half the work's done for you. And then just make it actually make sense.
Exactly. But, I talk a lot and then I change my mind.
Text, not text. Sorry.
It's alright. We know what you mean.
Yeah.
So... with that sort of thing, it's just also motivation, right? What affects motivation?
So many things.
So many things. If you've done bad in the past on an essay that you could have done better on, you're less motivated to do well, and it's paradoxical because you want to do well, but you don't feel like you have a lower self-belief because in the past you've done pretty crap.
And that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy as well.
Yeah.
Because, okay, well, last time I put in all this effort, but now I don't want to because it didn't result in the results I wanted.
Yeah.
So now I'm not going to put in the effort.
What's the point?
And so there won't be any results either.
Yeah.
So you definitely won't get results this time.
Yeah.
I think that's where you were going.
Exactly.
Stop your thunder.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's perfect. And then you kind of find yourself in a space where you're not motivated to do it in the first place. So
yeah.
It's that side of things. There were other kind of variables as well. But if I had the book with me, I'd probably go through it. But yeah, it just made a lot of sense to me and made me want to just make decisions right there and then and just do it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where I was at with that. I kind of procrastinated reading the book for a week or two.
I love that.
But
I procrastinate reading this book on procrastination.
Yeah, exactly.
Really helping me. So for me, the first thing I'd point out, the first thing that comes to mind is a series of not even books, videos on YouTube by Improvement Bill.
Right.
Really awesome YouTuber. His stuff's top quality content.
Improvement Bill.
Improvement Pill.
Pill, alright.
I've just got an accent. He created a course called the Habit Course or something like that. No, he called it the Tamed Course.
Yeah.
That's it. If you can stop listening to this now and go to that.
Go, please.
I can come back to this. We're awesome.
Yeah.
So, basically, he just cycles down a bunch of books that he's read about habits into this course, and the book. It's an excellent playlist, and the ideas behind it are: one, it's actually about building habits. Okay, so maybe you want to go to the gym regularly, and as anyone who's ever started going to the gym will know, the hardest thing to do is decide to go. Deciding to go to the gym, like that moment, the moment before you leave the house, that's the hardest bit, and then it's easier from there. Even actually do it, even though it's physically strenuous once you get there, once you're in the gym, you know you're there for a reason. And even if you only do 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes more than you would have done had you not been there.
That's true, yeah.
So, the whole thing is about building habits, and and it's because, let me figure out how I'm going to talk about this.
No, take your time.
You can't be a tyrant with yourself. You can't. Anyone who's tried will know. Anyone who's gone, I'm going to go on a diet. I'm not going to have any bad food for like 6 weeks. I'm not going to do this, and this, and I'm going to lose this much weight. It doesn't happen. It never happens, right? Yeah. Because we're not built with that amount of willpower. Not straight away. Yeah. That's the kind of thing you have to build up.
Right.
And when you have a goal like going to the gym, going on a diet, reading every day, writing part of your essay every single day, you have to build up to it. And the best way to build a habit, the best way to do it would be to build a habit, in my opinion. Yeah. The best way to build a habit is to use all three parts of it. Yeah. So first you have a cue for the habit, right? You need something that happens every day in your life that signals that it's time for you to do the habit. So for me, every single day now, when I get out of bed, I make myself a cup of tea, despite that's a very bad habit of mine. But I make myself a cup of tea, and I walk upstairs with a cup of tea and a glass of water to my desk. And every single morning I work for at least half an hour, and it doesn't sound like much. But if I do that 7 days a week for a month, it's 3.5 hours times 4. What's that? 14 hours of work a day on my own things. Work a month, sorry. 14 hours a month extra work on my own.
And it's consistent as well. You're able to maintain that
every single day. Yeah. And right. So my cue is that I've woken up and I'm making myself a cup of tea. Which is why I usually have some form of drink with me, even if it's just water when I work. Yeah. And the second part of that is the habit itself to do the thing. So your cue needs to make it easy to do the thing. Yeah. The thing that you're trying to do. Excuse me. And the third part of that is that you need a reward. Right. Because, for example, you're writing an essay. Now, how long are you given for an essay? Usually a couple of weeks, couple of months?
Yeah, like 2 months.
Right, it's not, you don't get an immediate reward.
No.
And even if you do get a reward, A, it's not guaranteed.
That's true, yeah.
B, it's really long, it's a long way away. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, in order to do a thing, you need to reward yourself for fulfilling the loop so far. So you need to have the cue, you need to do the thing, and then you need a reward. And that reward works best if it is something that works towards, say, our primal instincts. Right. So, things like food, sleep, sex, drink, not alcohol. I don't recommend that. Like I, for example, have my breakfast after I've done my work.
I thought you'd say have sex every day after a good.
Find my local hooker. No. But that is one rule that does definitely motivates men. Most definitely. Usually motivates most people, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
But if you use a primal instinct or hanging out with your friends, because that connecting with people, having fun, social interaction is very important to us. That is a primal need, I'd say, to survive.
I think so, yeah.
So having one of those things and as a reward helps you build the loop.
Yeah.
The next part of that is that habits aren't built up overnight.
No.
You will fail, and there will be days where you just miss it out. What most people do, again, they go on this crash diet, I'm not going to have anything, and then they binge.
That's me.
Bam!
I've done that before.
Oh, I've had 6 slices of cake today. I went to KFC. I had a McDonald's and got a McDonald's milkshake as well as the ice cream. You know, you have a whole binge, and then you go, well, what's the point now? I've ruined it.
Yeah.
Except that you haven't. Let's say you were doing really well on your diet for 2 weeks up until then, or even 2 days.
Yeah.
You've still got all that work that you did, all that progress you made towards your goal is still there.
Yeah.
In forming the habit in itself, all that progress is still there. If you get back on the horse, if you're back on the wagon the next day after ruining it, or the minute after ruining it, breaking your streak if you like, there will be next to no effect in you building this habit. It will still become automatic in the same sort of time.
So you got to let yourself fail.
Yes, because it's inevitable.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the hardest thing to overcome.
Yeah.
I'd say.
It's climbing back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you feel shame.
Yeah,
usually.
definitely.
You feel guilt, especially if you've overeaten. I know that throughout the years I've had, I'm only 22, but over the years I felt shame and guilt in eating all this crap because I'd try and do the cold turkey.
Yeah.
And then binge, and then try cold turkey, and then binge. And it's this yo-yoing, and it certainly isn't good for your mood.
No.
So that's that.
That's like going from 2 extremes, like going completely cutting out, all your, for example, all your sugars, and then eating it all because you're craving it. But that's definitely not as healthy as tapering off slowly.
Yeah, and that is exactly the approach I started when I was 18, when I began boxing.
Oh yeah. Do you still box?
No, I don't, not anymore. Obviously I stopped for obvious reasons that you can
Yeah.
We're not sharing those, guys. Later, maybe next time, Dragon Balls. No. What was I saying? I quit and I've just never gone back. But I have been lifting weights and stuff since. But I think it is definitely something I'd like to get back into.
Oh, definitely. I want to learn a bit of self-defense myself. But it's just starting, I think. It's like, when are you going to take your first lesson?
Like I said earlier, making the decision, as you were saying, is the hardest bit.
You've kind of got to invest, and then once you've invested, you're like, oh, I've paid too much of my time to not go back. And
it needs to be more painful to quit than to keep going.
That's it, yeah. I think that's the thing with the gym as well, is usually when I miss a day, I'll feel like, oh, shit. I went consistently for 3 days straight, for example, and you left the 4th day. And then I'm like,
needed that 4th day.
Yeah, and then I kind of go back in my head and I'm like, well, you're sore.
You needed that rest.
Yeah, your body's all sore, and there's a reason why you're feeling a bit lazy today.
I no longer work out 3 days in a row. I definitely won't do 4.
Yeah.
But I also try not to have more than 2 days off in a row.
Yeah.
That's my rule. I've broken that rule recently. I was supposed to work out last night. It's in my schedule. Yeah. I work out 4 times a week usually. I didn't last night. And I was feeling ill and tired. Yeah. I just let myself have it. Because I know it's not the end. As long as I work out tonight, I'm okay. Because my progress has not disappeared overnight. Yeah. All the progress of the past couple of years isn't going to disappear overnight.
Yeah. I think that's what kind of demotivates a lot of people from continuing to go to the gym, is they start off with this New Year's resolution.
Absolutely.
And they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to go every day. And then they go every day for a week and
then they're in pain.
Yeah, like, oh, I can't,
Their body's shocked.
Yeah, exactly. And they can't lift as much and they just kind of think, you know what, I feel like a Mackey's and go eat, and then just like, oh, you know what, fuck it, I've cheated basically, and I didn't go to the gym for a day, so I think just give up before actually trying. And I think I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast, and they were talking about how to work out smarter, and they were like, don't push yourself to the absolute limits.
Not regularly. No.
Yeah, but
because it takes so long to recover.
Yeah, and just go just to the edge, and then keep going, and then one day in a month or something, completely push yourself. That's kind of the approach I'm taking, to be a bit more consistent instead of being, I can do it.
Yeah, and the good thing about that is with being consistent, that is literally the key. Like you'll hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
There is no secret. It's about being consistent. And on the thing I was talking about earlier with improvement pill, another thing he mentions is a high bar and a low bar. Okay, so the low bar is the most important thing for me. Is set yourself a bare minimum. So if, say you want to be reading every day because you deem that's going to be a good thing to do, I'd say that's a good thing to start doing. Read every day, or listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
Although reading means that you take it in better, just a little bit. So say you want to read every day. Okay, that can be a tough habit for some people. Certainly tough for me.
Yeah.
I struggle to sit and read. But say you set yourself a low bar. So if I'm going to read every single day, I need an absolute minimum. That's easy for me to do.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to read a page a day. One page. It doesn't take long. I can do it while I'm eating my bloody breakfast if I need to.
True, yeah.
Yeah, or while I'm microwaving something, because I frequently am. Walking around back and forth from the kitchen to the front door, just like, are you done yet? No. Or toasting. I hate toasting. It takes so long.
It's only
the longest
2
part
minutes.
of your life. I could weep at toasting.
Please don't.
Didn't know we were getting so deep in this podcast.
Oh no! Don't stop crying yet.
So, what was I talking about?
What were you were talking about?
What was I?
Toasting, the microwave.
Right. So low bar, right?
Yeah.
Reading. So if you set yourself a low bar of 1 page a day, you can do that. Anyone can do that.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like, those Kipper books that you get in like year 1 at school.
Oh, there's like one
2
page
lines.
per page.
Like one of them's, one day you just open it up, oh, it's a picture today. But yeah, it's easy. You set yourself something that's so easy that you'd actually feel pathetic if you couldn't fulfill it.
Yeah.
That's the rule. Like really, Alex, you couldn't read one page.
Yeah.
Really, 1 page. I mean,
and then you're like, oh shit, fuck it, and then you read it.
You start reading, and then you go, oh, I kind of want to know what happens next.
Yeah.
Well, I want to read more, and next thing you know, you're reading a bit more. Or some days you will only read the page.
Yeah.
But you should feel as fulfilled that you've read the 1 page as you did when you read 20.
Wow,
right?
yeah.
Because you're still working towards your habit.
That's good. That's a good way of thinking of it. Like running as well. That can apply to that.
30 seconds of running. I can't run for crap. Like,
I remember you at school. You were like, don't want to run.
I hate running.
I hate sports. I don't want to do anything.
No, it's crap. like, why do we have to run? And the teachers just stand around in a bloody coat and wearing a bloody shorts.
Yeah.
And they're like, you'll warm up. I'm like,
oh.
You're looking like the flipping Michelin man in your new.
Oh, come on,
But I'll warm up. Anyway.
Yeah, so about running as well.
Yeah.
It's like 30 seconds and then a minute, and then if you don't even want to, if you don't feel like, because sometimes when I started the gym, I didn't know anything about all this stuff. I've just got to get fit. And I want fucking abs, just give me abs. So I had that in my head, and it worked for a very short amount of time. Like I was motivated for the short term, and then eventually I just dropped off, and I didn't go back. And I was just trying to get back into the gym again. That was the hard part. But one of the reasons was because I set myself the target of running. I don't know, it was first 1 kilometre, then it got to 10 kilometres. And then I did 10 kilometres, right? I was like, I got to maintain this. And then it was the fact that I couldn't maintain it.
You couldn't keep going at 10 all the time.
Yeah, I was like, I'm so crap.
No.
Like, I'm so, it just brought shame. And then now I realise, I was doing so well.
Yeah.
And
I certainly couldn't do 10k.
it was difficult, man. My feet had blisters, but I was so happy afterwards. So it's just working towards it again.
Yeah. So say you should go back to that, and if you want to be running, I mean.
Yeah, I definitely do. Like,
it's certainly good for you.
Yeah, I loved it. And you know, whilst you're running, it's not amazing, but afterwards you feel so just a rush of just everything's great.
Yeah.
Oh, the sky's blue. Nice. You know.
So you want to set yourself a low bar, maybe 1k, or maybe lower if you want to start.
Yeah, like I used to get tired at 300 meters, and I'm like, I'm so shit.
So maybe your low bar's 100 meters.
Yeah, so literally, I'm gonna hit it really low, and then I'm gonna feel pathetic if I don't go to at 1k, and then keep going.
Yeah, the point after that is to set yourself a maximum.
Yeah.
Because as you're talking about on the Joe Rogan experience, saying don't push yourself to the full maximum.
Yeah.
You want to be able to work out again in a day or two.
Yeah.
So you don't want to completely break all your muscle.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to push yourself to the point where you don't ever want to go back into the gym or to do whatever your habit is.
Mm-hmm.
You want to sit and read an entire book and then go, God, I've got to do that again.
Yeah.
But again, you've got to have your low bar and your high bar. And your high bar is, so for working out, if we're going back to that, for me, my high bar is I don't want to work out for longer than an hour at a time.
Right, yeah.
Because I shouldn't be. As far as all studies have shown me, that unless I'm on steroids, I shouldn't actually be working out for more than 45 minutes at a time. It won't be, after that point, you kind of start depleting in how much muscle you're going to gain from that session. And how useful that session is for you.
Yeah, it kind of, you hit with all things, you hit a plateau.
Yeah.
Right? And then you kind of taper off, and either you go down or you just stay at that kind of, what's it, base, that line?
Yeah, you just have the same baseline for ages and you don't, I don't know what the words are.
So
we're just going to mumble and
moving
on.
But yeah, that's the story of, and I think one main factor of it, which I wasn't aware of, was how impulsive I was, and I want to see results now. I don't want to see the hard work. I don't want to be part of the hard work. I just want it now. And that results in me spending more money. That results in me being, expecting things to just come to me. And now I'm at a stage where I don't mind. I want it to be, I'm past that phase, and I'm so happy to be past that. And I'm still learning, because I am very impatient with a lot of things, but
same.
Yeah, it's just, it takes time. And that's part of being an adult, is realising that things take time, and to be better it will take time, which I wish I knew sooner, but oh well.
It's part of being a young adult, is that you learn all these lessons, and then you think, why didn't anyone tell me this? And they probably have.
They have,
I think back, like my dad's always told me, for everything I'll say about him, he's always said, you don't get oat for note anywhere.
Oat for note.
Yeah, you don't get oat for note. It's always, I was had that drilled into me for my entire life. You don't get oat for note, you don't get oat for note.
Yeah. You're not owed shit.
Yeah, the world doesn't owe you anything.
Yeah.
You have to go out and earn it. Go out and get it. So I think that made some of the transition a lot easier for me, from sort of being quite lazy and then just sort of waking up and going, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And the other thing is that my being terrified of dying means that I am doing things always.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to die and there be absolutely nothing left.
No, you don't want to die just being unfulfilled, and that's my fear, is feeling like I haven't achieved anything, like that exactly. I value, right? And then you're dead.
It's like,
and you're on your deathbed.
Who's going to remember you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be having children.
Yeah.
That's not a possibility for me.
I don't think I will either, just because of I don't really want to have children.
Fair enough.
But
that puts more pressure
yeah.
to leave a footprint here.
Yeah.
In the nicest way.
Yeah.
But, preferably one that's a good one. That doesn't mean, I killed a bunch of people, or, responsible for mass killing.
Hopefully
mass starvation or something. I don't really want that. So a good footprint.
Yes. Don't die a bad person, kind of thing. some people like to do that, like Ted Bundy.
It's better to die a hero than
Yeah.
than to see yourself become the villain.
Exactly. Who said that?
I think it's like a Batman quote.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. It was Alfred. Right?
Alfred. Yeah, sure.
It was him. Butler.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say on procrastination. I don't know. I can't really think of anything else besides that's my personal problem with it. And basically, this sort of thing helps with dealing with it. Is give yourself a chance to actually do what you want to do, and don't give up because of don't have such high expectations of yourself where you give up.
Because you're crap.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know shit and you're crap.
Yeah.
Just start there.
Yeah.
Be as humble as, but don't be like, I'm the best at this and I'm going to be. Because you're not. Like, there's a billion other people that started like a million weeks before you.
Yeah.
Okay? So they're all going to be miles ahead and you've got work to do.
Yeah.
So if you can start from a place of humility, maybe you aren't completely crap. Maybe you're not completely useless.
Yeah.
But if you can start from a place of humility and not expect, as you said, not expect too much.
Baby steps.
Start low.
Yeah.
One thing that does help me get out of bed though, because I still struggle with that. Maybe I don't sleep enough, I don't know.
Yeah.
But sometimes I struggle to get out of bed. I lay awake and I'm just I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
So there's someone I follow online. There's a fair few people I follow online.
Yeah.
One guy I really, really like, and he doesn't post enough content because he's busy living his life properly.
Yeah.
Which is probably why I love him so much.
Yeah.
He recently put something on YouTube and Instagram. He said, "You are living the life you have chosen.
Right.
You have made decisions and you are making decisions every day that mean that you are living this life.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy with this life, you need to make different decisions."
That's true. Yeah.
So when I was laying in bed and I hear him, his name's Seth. I hear Seth in my head. He's like, "You are living the life you are choosing." I'm like, am I choosing to lay in my bed at 5:30 in the morning instead of actually having been woken up by my alarm and then just not doing anything about it? Or am I actually going to go and do something about it and work towards a life that I want?
Yeah, yeah. It's knowing that you've got control over your life and
I think that comes with also having to take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
Like, most people don't want to take responsibility for the crap that they get in their life, but it's often them reaping what they've sown.
Yeah.
In one way or another. Like, you don't get away with being lazy, and you don't get away with being a bad person. It always comes back. Like,
that's true. Yeah. Yeah. You pretty much have chosen that based on, and it could be the littlest of decisions, right? Yeah. Every day, getting up at 10 a.m. or some people get up at 1 in the afternoon.
And then they stay up later, and then it persists.
Yeah.
I wake up earlier because I can't work late. I don't have it in me, but I can work early.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an early riser rather than a late to bed. But some people are much more productive in the evening, and it works for them to wake up just in time to get to work, but work later on in the evening.
Do you know the type of person that I used to work with this person, right? And they'd annoy me so much because they'd complain a lot about their life, right? And she'd just sit there and she'd be like, "Oh, I can't be bothered, man," or "Can't be arsed, man," you know. And it's just like, I just don't want to do that. Oh, it's so annoying, right? It just brings your whole mood down. Yeah, yeah.
Go away.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Can you take your negativity over there? Like, just get away from me.
Like, go in the bin and live there.
Yeah, that's where you belong.
I get like
trash.
I become a little bitch at bitching.
Yeah, same. But this is what's become with bitching right now. But yeah, so she would annoy me because she'd be like, "Oh, I didn't go to sleep until 3 a.m.
Well,
I'm so tired." So you don't have a right to complain because
you chose
to
go to bed at an ungodly hour.
Exactly. Like, what were you doing? I was on my phone.
I was playing Candy Crush. Like,
yeah, what do you expect?
Excellent decisions you've made there.
So that sort of stuff would annoy me, and then it's the constant one. Like, she just kept going and going, and you know.
Like for example, it also depends what they were doing. Like, that can be an important thing. Like, for example, it might be well, my nan had fallen down the stairs and I had to
Yeah.
take her to hospital, make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
She's only got me. That is like, you know what? I can see why. You should probably call in sick today.
Yeah.
Because, to be fair, you're going to be worried. You're going to be tired.
Mhm.
You're not going to be functioning well at work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really want to pay you the same hourly rate I would pay you on a regular day.
Yeah.
Because you're going to, really, from a business standpoint, what you produce isn't going to be that good.
You'd be a great manager.
But, I mean, that depends only if she's on the,
Yeah.
what's it, contract? You know, the ones that no one likes.
The 0 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd also tell them to go home because then there's not going to be any help
Yeah.
in the nicest way.
Mm.
But for both of us, it's better if you're at home,
True.
if you're sick, or if you've had something like that happen.
Yeah.
Or someone I work with, she's got a toddler at home, and he can like wake her up at early hours, and sometimes like might keep her up through the night
Yeah.
for whatever reason, and that makes sense. Like she works part time, and then she can look after a toddler and raise him and be there and be a good mum.
Yeah.
So sometimes she'll be like, "No, I'm tired today. I need a coffee."
Yeah.
But she doesn't take my soul away with it, you know.
Yeah.
So there are times when it's, you know, you're just being social maybe, and you're just saying, you know, from this side,
Yeah.
it's more you communicating, but it's important to make the difference, the distinction.
Mhm. There definitely is a difference. Like, of course, we all complain, right?
Yeah, at some point.
You know, but it's just when you're known for complaining, that's the problem.
That's the worst.
Yeah. I
If
don't
you're
want.
known as the guy who never complains about anything,
Mm.
I respect it.
Look at him. He never complains. Like he just does what he's supposed to. You know, he doesn't make any excuses. That's the person you want to be.
That's an impressive man.
Takes responsibility.
Gary Vee does that. He literally talks about he'll be like, no one fucking cares about you complaining, stop complaining. That's one of his messages is stop fucking complaining.
Yeah. I don't, and it's like you can't shut yourself up though. Like you just have to get it out there.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Maybe it's just a conversation starter. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, what a good conversation.
I
that was.
know.
That's I never fully understood the hi, how are you? I'm alright, thanks, how are you? And and you tend to like those people apparently that have those surface level interactions with you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'd much rather someone didn't ask me how I was
Yeah.
and didn't exchange pleasantries
Mhm.
and but I actually had deep conversations with them.
Yeah.
Like meaningful ones, like we're
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't really do much small talk. It's just always,
yeah.
Play-Doh.
I was reading this book.
What's he saying? Yeah, but that's pretty much, that's it for that side of things. It's just, don't be a little bitch. Don't be the person that complains.
There was something Jordan Peterson said that I liked. He said, what you should aim for is to be the person everyone looks up to or relies on at your father's funeral.
Ah, okay.
And I was like, shit, man.
That's
That
a
is
hell of a lot of responsibility.
a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not that kind of man yet.
Oh, but you can be.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's money-wise, support, emotional support, mental support. Just,
The guy's going to get stuff done while everyone else can fall apart.
yeah. Damn. You gotta be one strong individual.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to carry on that coffin with him in it all on my own,
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're
actually,
right.
I think that would be quite comedic and difficult not to laugh at. I'm the shortest guy in my family.
Oh shit! And then imagine if you like fall in the.
Holding my arms up, trying not to fall into a hole. He'll probably cremate it, so.
Oh, thank God for that.
Anyway,
You'd be easily told that.
Moving away from father's death.
Yeah, that's a bit morbid.
Is there anything else you specifically wanted to cover today?
Not specific. Just talk about what's the next thing you were going to talk about.
Oh, with regards to getting things done?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, this is good to do with motivation, so it goes with procrastination.
Yeah.
And I think I'm of the opinion that the idea that people should pursue happiness in their lives is incorrect.
Right.
I think because it can lead people... Now, this isn't to say that, for example, the reason that you recently left your job is totally awesome.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I think it's the right thing to do for you.
Yeah.
But I think there should be more of a focus on taking responsibility for yourself and your own life, especially around the time of college and university, whereas people see it as a way to have some more fun for a few more years.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
I'm going to go for the experience. The amount of times I've heard that in my life, I'm like, that is a very expensive experience you're going for.
What, $9,000 a year?
It's usually more because they take out student loan as well.
Oh, yeah.
So you look at $14,000 a year, times 3, maybe 4 years. Some people have a second year. So it's like easily 50k.
Oh, shit. 50k debt.
See, 27
For having
plus
fun at
12.
uni.
Like 40k, sorry.
No wonder people drop out in the first year, because they're like, I've had my fun now.
Well, they have a few weeks of partying.
Yeah.
Then they realise that their course is actually not worth the money they're paying or borrowing. And actually, if you quit, pro tip guys, if you quit university within the first 6 weeks, you might not be obligated to pay any of your debt.
Really?
They usually scrap it off, as if you didn't borrow anything. Except for student maintenance loans, which if you spent it, regardless, you have to give it back, whatever it is, and you still borrowed it. So you owe that.
True.
But pro tip, if you get there and in the first month you're like, this is shit, I don't think I want to continue, but I'm here already, what they don't tell you is you can leave. You can leave and you don't owe them. And you don't, even then, you don't owe them $9,000 if you quit after that. You owe them
6 weeks.
You owe them the first term.
Oh, I see.
So you owe them actually it works out usually it's say £2,300 first term, £2,300 second term, and the third term is the most expensive term.
Yeah.
So the third term is the one that's like half the $9,000, and the first two are the cheap ones.
Yeah.
So what you owe them if you leave after, it's say 2 months in, if you leave at Christmas time, you owe them whatever your maintenance loan has been paid out so far, plus about $2,500, as opposed to $9,000. So that's something that they don't teach you, or they don't tell you when you sign up for these loans. Which I found out because I quit in year 2.
So did you quit in the first kind of 6 weeks in year 2?
No, sadly. I quit just after. So I owe my university, Nottingham Trent, 1 year and then 2,250, something like that.
Right.
Grand. Plus a small maintenance loan that I owe basically, not necessarily university, I actually owe that to student loans. Student loans company.
Yeah, student finance, yeah.
England.
Yeah. Well, if you guys don't like university,
it's not for everyone.
No.
It really isn't.
Do you know some people don't actually need it? Like yourself, I think you fit that category of a person that is perfectly fine doing things for yourself. You seem to be doing pretty much fine with where you're at the moment. With me, there's no way that I would have gained the knowledge that I do in psychology if I hadn't gone for the degree.
It can be good structure for people.
Yeah.
But if you're super self-motivated, which most people aren't,
no, they aren't.
then it's. But again, I think a lot of what you get out of a degree depends on the degree, depending as to whether it be useful. I think if you're creative, you shouldn't bother with a degree. I think if you want to do film, media, graphics, anything of that nature, you should avoid university like the plague, in my personal opinion.
Really?
Absolutely.
Like, for example, with I don't know, film, say somebody just decided, you know what, I want to do filmmaking because I like movies, right?
Then start making films and putting them on YouTube.
Right.
You will learn much more and you will get much more feedback quicker than because they'll give you 6 weeks to do a project, and then they'll give you 6 months to do a project, and then they'll give you 3 months to do a project, and you'll spend that time doing the project and wasting time because it doesn't take that long to make a video.
Right, yeah.
Learn and fail as quick as possible, and that's the quickest route.
That's true, yeah.
You need to learn and fail and learn your mistakes as quick as possible when it comes to mastering skills like that. When you're learning something like psychology, a university I'm never going to say it's the perfect way. But it also depends on the university. So many variables. But it can be a very good way because it needs to be structured, and you need an introduction, and you need a good foundation of things. But if you're like, I like to draw, and I've been drawing since I was 6, less than, and actually I'm the bee's knees, then okay, so get a cheap tablet from Wacom, that's like 60 quid, get a decent laptop that's 8 gigabyte RAM, get Adobe Illustrator, and go on some tutorials on YouTube. And do it. And you'll learn a lot more than if you're taking graphic design.
That's how I learned with the guitar as well. Like,
Exactly.
So I would go to guitar club because I had an interest in learning because I like Paramore and I just wanted to learn all the songs.
Yeah.
So I went there and they were doing like, this is a C chord and then they play a C.
You go at the pace of the slowest person in the room in classes.
Yeah.
And for skills like art and I'd say even writing, like if you want to become like a reporter or something like that, maybe there's a place for you for university. In fact, there probably is because that kind of sector I can see wanting that.
Yeah.
But in terms of actually becoming a good writer, I'd go on blogs. There are tons of blogs on copywriting, on how to write effectively, on research.
Like, the information is just black and white. It's just that.
It's easy.
To
find.
Yeah. It's way easier to find than listening to a 3-hour lecture and just picking out key information that you need.
Yeah, my biggest issue has always been with schools, and is that you are going at the slowest, at the pace of the slowest person in the room.
It's true.
And you can't control who the slowest person in the room is when you're doing a degree because there's going to be an idiot there. There's going to be, and it's going to be painful.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to be mean or cruel, but it's easier to get into university than it used to be.
It so is. As long as
you look around and you go, I had someone who told me that she didn't know what the difference between left and right wing when it came to politics. And I thought, you've made it to university without learning the difference between left and right wing.
It's crazy.
And
it's just a big business now, isn't it? It's just.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to just talk about university and shit on it for now if you want.
Oh, maybe next time, eh?
Okay.
Just shit on university.
Do you want to leave it there?
Yeah, let's draw a line under that and talk about the 20 and 80 and the 99 and 1%. And
oh, right. Yeah.
That was really interesting. We were talking about that before. It just blew my mind. So yeah.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, so most work that people do doesn't matter. Just gonna wait for people to scream for a minute.
So like all that work that you've done, most of it
doesn't matter.
Doesn't mean shit.
So what it is, there's this thing called the Pareto distribution, which is also known as the Matthew principle by most economists. They don't usually know it as the Pareto distribution.
Right.
It sort of depends what circles you're in.
Yeah.
The reason they call it the Matthew principle is really interesting. Because the thing is the same. What the Matthew principle is, to those who have everything, more will be given. This is in the Bible, by the way.
To those who have
familiar.
everything.
More will be given.
That's true.
To those who have nothing, everything will be taken. Which basically, I don't know what they were getting at in Matthew, so I'm not going to be analysing the Bible, but the rule of life is, those who have lots get more. Rich people get richer, and poor people sort of get poorer, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
By which I mean, the same can be said with thoughts. Happy people tend to get happier, and sad people get sadder. It's hard to stop being depressed.
Yeah.
And when you're super happy and fulfilled with life, it's actually hard for you to go the other way. It's hard. It's hard for you not to be happy. It's because it's like binary.
Yeah.
Like completely different ends of the spectrum. When I just said it's binary and then used the word spectrum. Like, what are you talking about? Okay, so this is also known as the Pareto distribution, which is, for example, 80% of desired outputs come from just 20% of inputs. So, in a big business, say there are 100 people in that business, 20% at most, so say 20 people, is usually actually more of an extreme, so it's more likely to be 10% of those people, and 10% of those people produce 90% of the revenue, or 90% of productive work.
Right.
So that means that 90% of the people of that organisation are doing practically nothing towards the bottom line.
So if you were to get rid of those 90%, would it then redistribute with the 10%?
More or less, yes.
Yeah.
You'd find again. So you've sacked 90 people. Everyone hates you because this is bad for the economy.
Yeah.
It's really good for those 10 people because they can all get a raise and you still profit more.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now you're back to your 10, right? So it's likely that one of those produces the majority of the work, or two, one or two, and then the others are producing again a new 20%. But it's not the same 20%.
Yeah.
And it's not the same 80%. But the rule almost always exists. This happens in gardens. You plant seeds. Which ones bear fruit? Do they all bear fruit evenly? No. One of them becomes the big bad bitch who's got all the fruit, and the others are all sort of struggling along because they've taken all the bloody roots.
Yeah.
That big bad one, they've taken all the roots and they're taking all the nutrients because their roots are flipping strong.
Yeah.
So you can use this rule. This is one example I'd really like to give is in GCSE revision. Not that anyone who's doing their GCSEs is likely to listen to this, but 90% of your studying doesn't matter, or 80 or 99%, whatever. The point is that the majority can be avoided.
No.
So for example, they're going to be going over a bunch of stuff in class. You're going to be naturally good at not most things. You know me. Okay. So, you're going to be naturally inclined towards certain subjects.
Yeah.
Right? There's no point in you revising extra for those things that you're naturally. If you're a brainiac when it comes to maths, don't sit for 2 hours a week studying maths.
Yeah.
Because you're already doing that in school, and you're wasting your time. Go back to history where you're kind of struggling with the dates of something, or specifics of something.
Yeah.
And study that. That'll be a 20% that matters.
How do you know what you're good or bad at? Like, what would a student need to know?
Okay. So, for example, there's one, if you hate a class, it's kind of likely you're going to be less good at it, not as good at it. So, I didn't really enjoy German. I got a C out of that, out of everything. I was, they predict ridiculous grades.
Yeah.
So I've predicted an A in more or less everything.
Yeah.
Didn't get that.
Yeah.
More or less everything. But I was predicting an A in German, but I looked at that and I thought, that's not going to happen. And that was a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I was not likely to be naturally good at it. Because the reason I was not enjoying it is probably because I wasn't naturally good at it.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a cycle. So look at the things you hate the most. People go, I hate all school. No shit. Well, what do you really not look forward to? That might be something that...
Yeah, I hated geography. I couldn't stand this shit.
How did you do in geography?
I got a C actually, the worst grade.
Your worst grade?
Yeah.
I actually came out with 2 Ds.
Seriously, what?
English literature.
Oh, you didn't even give a shit about this.
No, oh yeah, I had some fun times in lit. And philosophy and ethics, ironically, because I missed an exam
Okay.
the year before, and I missed an exam the year before when I went on a cruise.
Yeah.
And my teacher didn't put me in it for the following year in it. I thought she would have. I never reminded her. She forgot. There was, it was sort of my fault. It was my fault as well.
Philosophy and ethics didn't really...
It's not highly impacted my life, that grade.
No.
I also failed ICT, and my job's in IT now.
Well, you're doing pretty good at...
That's how much grades matter for life.
ICT was just a load of spreadsheets.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I just looked about. I mean, we had access to the internet for an hour every week.
True, yeah, exactly. What else are you going to do?
I just don't put it on my CV. People don't go, why haven't you got an IT qualification?
I don't put IT on my CV either. It was just so irrelevant.
I just put, I've got something like 9 A to C's, including English and maths. That's all it says.
That's a good word. I literally... Okay, English...
It's too many, aren't there?
It's too many,
We did a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when we got 5 science grades, just to really buff it out.
Oh no, yeah.
So it's...
They don't care about science. No one cares, you got to be in science, and that. Alright, great.
And this science and that science.
Yeah, it's just...
I think
bullshit.
2 or 3 of my A's came in science.
Wow.
I can't remember.
And you're doing nothing related to science?
No, but physics is interesting to me, so that's useful. Biology in terms of how food affects health.
Oh, yeah.
Physical health and mental health, I suppose. That's a stem of biology, you could say.
It's true, yeah. Chemistry. doing any
course.
lab experiments? You cooking meth at the back of your garden?
No.
No, but that's school, man. I think, yeah, my problem was focusing more on things that I knew I was good at because I enjoyed it more.
Yeah, so you wanted to revise for it more.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm going to get a good grade in this.
Yeah.
But you need to actually just flip the switch
Yeah.
and do the crap you hate.
Mm-hmm.
Because you actually, it's the thing you need the most help in.
Mm.
My other alternative is like, you don't have to revise for everything.
No.
Your parents will want you to, your teachers will want you to. But
Yeah.
if, like, I didn't revise for German, because I was like, I decided not to. I didn't revise for philosophy and ethics, because decided not to.
I didn't really revise in German either, I just thought, get my wing it.
There was the verbal exam I studied for.
Yeah,
Definitely,
that was-
I memorised that properly. And
Mr. Milner made me actually read off the sheet, so it's alright.
Lucky.
Oh shit, I hope my GCSE doesn't get taken from me.
Oh no!
But, yeah, he was like, don't tell anyone. I was like, oh.
As long as you don't sound like you're reading, it's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, how dare they?
I know, it's such a DOS, but that's how I saw, like, anything that I didn't enjoy to be, I didn't value it, so I didn't want to give it any attention.
Yeah, I mean, what are your goals is one thing to consider when if you're planning to revise for your GCSEs, right? If you revise 20 minutes for everything, you'll have no time for a life. So scratch that idea. 20 minutes a week for everything, not happening. It's not going to happen. You're not going to do it. As we talked about earlier, there's not enough reward system in place to ever do that. And you're 16, you're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen. So, what's important? What's most important? What do I suck at? What's important for me to get to the next level of my life? Do I want to go to college? Do I want to go to Cambridge? You know, if so, I'd say you probably don't want to have a life and you'll have to study.
Yeah, that's your life gone.
But you still can use the Pareto distribution.
Yeah.
And take out, okay, I know that. You used the spaced repetition that we described earlier, not in this podcast, where I learn it on day 1, day 2 I look back at it, revise it, day 3 I revise it, day 7 I revise it, day 21 I revise it, and keep spacing the repetition, and it will be solidified.
Yeah, because it's kind of a lot to do every day.
Which means that the closer you get to your exam, the less work you're actually doing, instead of the opposite, which is what people usually do.
Yeah, I just go crash it all in one week, and I'm just like,
Like day before, night before,
yeah.
lots of sleep, and then you haven't not properly prepared, you're not relaxed, and it's a recipe for disaster.
It's the worst, you feel sick. You just want to go home.
Yeah. And then they make you sit and wait until the end of the time
It's the
allotted.
worst. It's like, I don't want to look at this piece of paper in front of you right now. Just take me out. Like, get me out of
I
here.
just started drawing on the backs. Like, what are you going to do? Mark me down?
Yeah. So do not write on this.
Do not write. Okay, I'll draw. But you can use the Pareto distribution with something else, called Parkinson's law. And it works really well. They fit together nicely.
Yeah.
Parkinson's law is, give a guy a week to do something and he will take a week to do it. He'll probably procrastinate for the first 6 days and then have a panic and do the thing quickly.
Me.
Give him a day and he'll have a panic and do things quickly and miss out the procrastination.
Yeah. Do you think, like, sorry to cut you off, but like if you were given a whole day to do something, right, would you leave it till like the last, do you think people would still leave it to the last hour or last couple hours of the day?
I think...
depending on the task, really.
Yeah, that was my answer.
Yeah.
It depends. It's as simple as it depends.
Yeah.
When it comes to behaviour, okay, how big was the task? Was it so daunting that you just wanted to hide under a table and not do it?
Yeah.
Was it... And the mentality of the individual. Like, you give me a day to do... Like for example, if my boss goes, right, you can have the day at home, I give you, but you've got to do this one thing. You've got to get this video edited. You know how quickly I'm editing that video? Also, hey, I'm most productive in the mornings.
Yeah.
So I get up, I edit the video, I'm probably editing it as best as I probably possibly can, but I know there's going to be a second round of editing because how we work at work, I edit it, I show it to my boss, he goes, I want this out and this out and this out, and I go, yeah, you're right, it's too long, and go back.
Yeah, it was like kind of just remembering a quote in the book that's saying this exactly what you're saying is you give them months and months for, I don't know, writing something that's a couple thousand words, right? So you get a perception of time as being infinite almost.
Yeah.
Like you've got loads of time, chill, and then you get to the last week and then the true nature of time. Yeah. It reveals itself and then now I've got to do it.
It's like it's no longer elusive, it's no longer far away and like, oh that's for future Alex, you know?
Yeah.
That's for future Nuffy to worry about.
So many times where I've cursed myself in the past. Like, I hate you so much, past Nuffy.
And past you just sat there like
yeah. Take a time machine and punch myself in the face. You bitch. But yeah, it's the idea of like thinking, right, I've got so much time, and you do. That's the truth.
you've got plenty of time. But so your lecturer sat there like, you had plenty of time.
Yeah, what's your excuse?
But you were like, well, I had plenty of time.
I had loads of things to do, you know, like in that time. You give a person a lot of time, they'll think of a lot of things to do with that time.
Other things will just seem more important.
Yeah.
Well, there's another factor. Anyone who's heard of Tim Ferriss, he's a great guy. Love him. Haven't met him. He writes about what saying I don't have time for that means.
Yeah.
And really what you're saying is, and if you think about it this way, it can sort of help you change how you really think about things. It's saying, that's not a priority for me.
Yeah.
So if you, for example, the little girl is like urging her mum to like spend time with her, like play with me, ma, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, let's play dress up or something for an hour today. She's like, sorry sweetie, I just don't have time.
Yeah.
Switch that around. Sorry sweetie, that's just not a priority for me.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Could you really, if you were a mother, I mean, if you're a mother, could you really say to your little girl, sorry, that's not a priority for me?
No, man, it would crush.
So it's a priority.
Yeah.
So maybe you do have time. Maybe you just don't have your priorities straight.
Yeah, I mean, with that, it's like, what does a mother value more? Is it spending time with the daughter, doing things
And
that...
That's a hard thing to say.
Yeah.
Like coming from me, if I said that to like some mother,
Yeah.
if I say witness this exchange, and I went up to the mother and said, you just don't think it's a priority, she'd be over absolutely rage.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Yeah, it's
That's why she's enraged.
Yeah.
Also the fact that some 22-year-old kids just walked up to her. It looks like a flipping 16-year-old, and it's like, the hell do you know? Judging people, you know.
You ain't got kids.
How dare you?
You can't tell me how to raise my kids.
I mean, I probably wouldn't do that.
No,
I
would never
say
do it.
things to people.
A mother's rage is unlike any other.
Absolutely.
Right.
Hell knows no wrath like a woman scorned. That's what they say.
Yeah, well, it's true. With mainly.
Mainly mothers, yeah.
Yeah, mothers get crazy, man. Especially in menopause. That shit's scary. But yeah, that's basically about. It ties in again with procrastination. That's probably why you do it, because if you're given a lot of time for something, then...
You think, I've got 18 years to raise you and do all these parenting things.
Yeah.
But I've got 2 hours to hand in this whatever to my boss, or he's going to, I don't know, what's he going to do really?
Fire you?
Take your money away? For your kids. So it's just about priorities, and it can be difficult to figure out which ones to put first.
Yeah, I mean, there's what was I reading? It's like a cost analysis, whatever. I can't remember what it's called. Cost benefit analysis.
Right. Yes.
That's it. Right. So you have to kind of.
This. Was this in the book?
I think there was a bit about it. Yeah, there was. It's everywhere. When you read things about psychology, you always get the cost benefit analysis in there. But I was reading it when I was doing my emotion. I'm doing a module in emotions, and what they were saying is that the decisions you make may seem paradoxical, like you're trying to raise your kid to be great, right? But you have to sacrifice playing dress up with them so that you can make money at work.
Yeah,
so that
I see.
So it's like those are the choices you're continuously having to evaluate in your mind, and they're quick decisions. Like, you don't think about them too much, but you know what's more beneficial for the long term.
Or at least you know what seems to be.
Yeah.
I would argue that playing dress up with a child is more beneficial.
Right. It depends.
I would argue that if you use Parkinson's law and Pareto distribution effectively, then you can have both.
Yeah.
But it's difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm not perfect, and no one is.
Yeah. And how many people know about these concepts?
There's a whole subculture online of like personal development and stuff like that if you go into it, and some of it's a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
But some of it's dead good. Some of it's really useful.
Right. Well.
But some of it is a bunch of crap, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just. I'll probably check that out as well. So.
Cost benefit analysis. I think like this is how business owners do well, right?
Yeah.
This is how you know if someone's a good business owner, because they can do the cost benefit analysis pretty decently. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of what people don't consider are like missed opportunities from taking something.
Yeah.
So for example, when I'm offered a job, the client, some freelance work, like at the moment I'm building a website.
Yeah.
So I have to do a cost benefit analysis of that. How much of my time is this taking up? How much money will I get in return? Mm-hmm. Is this individual going to be helpful in terms of like getting towards my few goals? And I only have a few goals in my life. They're big goals, but they're a few.
Yeah.
What other opportunities may or may not arise that I would have to turn down in order to take this on? And that's the one that lots of people forget about. What else could I be doing that gets me closer to my goals other than this thing?
Yeah.
People don't, when they're scrolling Instagram, when they're watching TV, they aren't thinking, what is the cost? What are they called? What are the opportunity costs of me doing this over the other things?
Yeah, I remember doing that, a little bit of that in business as well. Just bringing it all back to me. Yeah, so that's something that we can think about in our everyday life, like not just for businesses. Like, I think it's useful to just kind of think about it. I'm making this cup of tea right now. What's
the opportunity cost of my tea?
Yeah.
Is this healthy for me? Is this bad for me? Will this mean that I'm going to have to go and pee in half an hour? It usually does.
Yeah, for you it does.
On the clock, man.
So, yeah, it's just like, time wasted, money wasted. I don't know, friendships destroyed, I guess.
You got the relationships, and they're difficult to quantify.
Yeah.
They're almost impossible to quantify. So it's purely judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it becomes really difficult. You go, okay, do I hang out with my friends tonight? Mm-hmm. Do I save the money?
Yeah.
Do I spend that money on something else that will benefit me? Mm-hmm. You're constantly making big decisions.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you're growing up. Is what I used to do is I used to value friendships more, so I wouldn't give a shit about money because it wasn't mine. It was my parents' money, really. I get £20 a week. It's nice. Mine. You know what I mean? So I used to just kind of think, oh, you know what? Instead of saving this up, which adult me would probably do, without a job, I want to spend it on my friends and having a good time. And then you get older and you start to see the true value of it because you work for it now, and then you're like, oh shit, all those 20 quids I could have had in my savings account.
Did you not have a good time with your friends then?
I had a great time with my friends.
So maybe,
we're not friends anymore, most of them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't a very good investment. No,
it's a bad investment. This has been the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals, maybe ever.
No, I mean, that's just what happens. Just kind of, get distant.
It's a bad investment.
It was a bad investment. But no, it was a good time. So, in the moment, yeah. Long term, nah.
Makes me think about some of my ex-girlfriends, like, that was a bad investment.
That was a bad investment. I invested in you,
I lost my money.
We were supposed to spend our whole lives together.
I lost my time. Had emotional turmoil.
This is the thing. That's why a lot of, successful people just aren't with people. They're single,
They're often married as well. There's lots of successful people that are married. Or now divorced, like Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Divorcing. But a lot of successful people can be married. Successfully married.
It's just how do you balance the two, man?
You don't.
Oh,
Sorry. Oh, that was
that was like we just felt like a, I don't know, suspense thing.
Yeah, I think you just have to have. It needs to be clear that you are who you are. You're doing what you're doing, and if working long hours, if that's what that person does, people who are successful have usually worked the most out of everyone. That tends to be it.
Yeah.
They reap what they have sown. So you need to communicate that's the way you're living your life, and these are my reasons.
I used to be really bitter about rich people. I was like, them rich people, man. Like, they're born into it.
They usually aren't. Most people who are born into riches lose it by the time they die. They usually make themselves poor because they don't know how to make themselves rich.
Yeah,
people who make their own riches.
skills, yeah. But this is the thing, I used to be bitter about. I think the way I think about it now is, well, you know, their ancestors, whatever, worked for that. And my ancestors didn't, so there we go.
So whose ancestors should I be liking?
So, you know, now I've got to do what I can so that, you know, if I do have kids or whatever, they either adopt the skills and the money as well. So they're not completely without hope in life.
Yeah, maybe more. I wonder. No, I'd say it is more beneficial for your children to see you have an outstanding work ethic and mentality towards things than it is for them to see that you have money.
That's true. Yeah, I think so. Like, if you see your dad just on the couch, just watching TV, and your mom doing
That's
the
the
same.
example.
Yeah, you're gonna think, oh, well, they seem to be doing okay. They got a TV, they got a couple of couches, and
maybe that's how I should be.
Yeah. Maybe the opposite happens where you think, oh, I don't want to live like that, and you get inspired to be like someone who's a bit more successful.
Yeah, there's like I'd say it's a meme, but it's more like a story that's going around this whole self-improvement part of Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a nice little genre, and it's talking about twin sons, I think, who had, I don't know, I assume this is just a made-up story.
Yeah.
It's got a story, good thing to it, who had an alcoholic dad, and one of the sons grows up to be very successful, and he actually never drinks, and he has a good relationship with his wife and all this, and the other one grows up and becomes an alcoholic, and has bad relationships and all this bad stuff, and you ask the alcoholic, the kid, man, now, what happened? He goes, I just looked at my dad.
Yeah.
And the other guy goes, they asked the other guy who was successful, what happened? He goes, I looked at my dad.
Yeah.
So they both saw, and one of them got inspired, and one of them saw a role model.
Yeah. It can go one of two ways.
Yeah, so it's like almost a toss of a coin as to which one you automatically go to, but you can. I'm sure you can flip that switch.
Yeah, maybe harder for you, but...
Yeah, it's harder than for someone who becomes natural too, definitely.
Yeah.
But hard doesn't mean impossible.
That's right, yeah, so that's what I think of it. With anyone with, a parent who takes drugs and is addicted, you may have some kind of genetic composition that...
Yeah, you have a predisposition to, say, addictive substances.
Yeah, so you may have traits that make you a bit more, that lean you more to kind of an addictive behaviour, like, I don't know, impulsivity.
Yeah, gambling as well is a good one.
Yeah, so things like that where you may be more susceptible, but it's not completely impossible to change those behaviours and force it out of yourself. Well, you may still have bits of it because it's part of you, but you don't have to live like that.
You don't have to bend to it.
Exactly, yeah, that's it.
You can use, the higher part of the mind.
Yeah.
To control those, because those parts are more primal.
Yeah.
Parts of the brain.
I want it.
I need it now.
Yeah.
But you don't.
Oh, no, you really don't.
The same reason that you don't kill people that irritate you, it's the same will that stops you from... I sound like a right murderous gay on this.
No, I was going to say, There's many times when I've heard a baby screaming on a bus, or
Just like, why? Why did you bring it?
I just
Why
want
did
to
you?
strangle that baby.
Why are you letting it near people?
Yeah, especially on a plane.
Oh,
That shit's annoying, right?
why would you take a baby on?
It's so
That
annoying.
sounds like a sequel to Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, babies on a
Worse.
plane. Could you imagine a whole plane full of babies?
No.
Seriously, I'd jump off that plane. It's cost benefit analysis.
Cost benefit analysis.
You know.
I did what had to be done.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Don't know about you, but yeah.
I'd like to think I wouldn't be on a plane with babies. I'd get the babyless plane.
Just,
I'd make the babyless plane
get
company.
your own jet, you know.
That sounds expensive and also not good for the environment. I was about to say economic. It's like, no, that's the same as expensive.
Yeah, so
Maybe I'll just take a cruise to where I'm going and have a holiday on the way.
I want to go on a cruise, man.
They're pretty cool.
Sounds so good. But yeah, so let's go back to behaviourism, because
Should we wrap this up?
yeah, I think that's everything we really wanted to talk about today. Is there anything else
Absolutely.
you've written down? Or?
Yeah. No, that's it.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah, man. That's it for today.
it's goodbye from me, Alex.
Yeah. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your days. Doing whatever is useful.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.